There's so many people who look up to me, whether I realize it or not. There's little kids at football games saying, oh, I want to be like 32. He's a really good player. He's out there working hard. So I just keep hearing it over the intercom, and Brett Yackey with the tackle. I just keep hearing it over the intercom. And at the racetrack in the stands, they see that bright yellow 32 car out there on the track, and they say, I want to be just like that guy. You know, at the end of the day, you do the right thing, and people want to be just like you, and it makes everybody better. Hi, I'm Brett Yackey. I'm a senior at Greeley Central High School. I play basketball, baseball, football, but I also love to race cars.
My great-grandfather homesteaded near Greeley. So my family kind of came to this area, homesteaded. My grandfather moved into town, and the family's kind of grown up here through 4 generations now.
When I was growing up, we were kind of in the middle of nowhere more than we are now. The stuff has built up around us. You know, it's always been fun. Greeley's a great town. Not much to it.
Our family is probably known for being mechanically minded, and some of the sports and that started coming later with my father, myself, and then Brett and his brother Brian all playing for Greeley Central.
There is some pretty big shoes to fill. 3rd generation, there's so much history. I just always have to hold up the last name. You just can't disappoint. It's really an honor to be able to go there and make everyone proud.
He started as a freshman playing all 3 sports, and he's just gotten better every year.
We've never had a kid like him in our program. He was always where he was supposed to be. He always worked harder than everybody else.
I just don't think it's in his DNA to accept any kind of failure.
Just after game conversations or pre-game conversations with coaches, and they ask me about kids, and they say, man, that kid's fast, or you know, he really works harder, he's improved this year. And I think as coaches, we try to preach that to our kids. If you're good enough, all right, you won't ever have to talk about yourself. Others will talk about yourself.
I'd say my #1 sport's definitely football, no doubt. That's my favorite sport. That's the one I excel at the most.
You know, the most enjoyable thing watching Brett play football is the effort he puts out. It doesn't matter if the play is 30 yards away from him. If someone misses the tackle, he's going to be the guy that gets the tackle.
I play offense, I play defense, and I also am special teams. I was a kicker as well, so I stayed very busy all the time.
He was the 8th leading rusher, and he was like the first tackler in the state. I mean, the kid just didn't let anything fall. He never does. You know, he juggles things really, really well, and it's not like he's giving up one to do better on the other. He's going to do the best he can on both.
I was the player of the year for KFKA radio in Greeley. And then I was also All-State, All-Conference, and MVP of our team. I was also the Northern Colorado Defensive Player of the Year.
I believe that once you get stronger as an athlete, you know, your mentality starts changing a little bit too. And when he gets in the weight room, it's all business.
For a kid that, you know, in 3 lifts over 1,000 pounds and jumps, I think he had a 36-inch vertical the last time we tested.
The coaches say he puts forth tremendous effort, sometimes a little over the top, but it's all in an effort to be the best.
Whether it's the football teammates he's had for 4 years, the people in newspaper he's worked with for almost a year, or the special ed basketball team, I mean, Brett is just really able to create those relationships and remain humble. And even with the billboard, I mean, the kids are just able to really get to know Brett for who he is and not necessarily what he does.
He works with our special ed kids here at the Unified basketball team and stuff like that. He does an awesome job.
This summer I'm kind of working with the Bonfils Blood Bank about getting blood donations, and I'm also working with leukemia research because my aunt was diagnosed with leukemia earlier this year. It's tough to see her going through that, but we want to do what we can. You know, we're just kind of doing our part. We can't really help her like the way we wish we could, so we're just trying to do everything we can and help her out by helping leukemia research in general.
This morning he went and did Special Olympics. He did a powerlifting event with the Special Olympic kids. He loves helping them.
I love helping out other people. When you get out in the community, you see people are less fortunate than you are. I mean, I've been very fortunate with everything that I've had, and some people aren't. So, you know, it's good to give back. As a student, I'd say I work hard. A lot of times it doesn't take too much effort just because you study out of the classroom and you get in the classroom and everything's just so easy.
When you look at like his class schedule, for instance, you know, you're like, okay, he's got all these AP courses and all these things, and then boom, right in the middle, there's 2 courses at University of Northern Colorado, and they're mathematics. So it's not like the kid's just kind of like going through the motions. I know I'm going to graduate, because right now he's probably got 6 credits over what he needs to graduate.
I'd like to do mechanical engineering. That's just kind of what fits me with all the race car background. I like knowing how things work and being able to make them better.
My grandfather was a tractor mechanic for 50 years. My father was a mechanic. And the racing is something my great uncle Fred kind of got the family into back in the 1950s.
Everybody knows the Yackey name in the racing. Bruce has been racing since '84, and he has 9 championships, which is more than anybody else in his division. And then Brett came along, and he's done really well also.
Brett is one of the best young drivers I've ever seen. And I've raced against Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Jamie McMurray, you know, a lot of these guys over the years back when they were on the West Coast racing. And I see more talent in Brett than I see in a lot of those guys.
You know, when I get in the car and strap that helmet on, I get on the track. I'm just in my own world at that point. It's really cool to be out there going that fast with cars next to you, in front of you, all around you. It just gives you a thrill that, you know, you can't really get anywhere else. Well, going into my 5th season, I've already won 4 championships and 34 races. That's pretty big accomplishments I've made, and you know, at the same time, yes, I've done all that, but you can't give all the credit to me. There's a lot of people behind me who've really helped me out and got me where I am.
It's wonderful being able to work with Brett side by side on the cars, teach him the things I've learned.
You know, we spend hours in the shop just talking. We talk setup stuff, we talk what we're going to do next on the race cars, what I need to do better, and what we need to do better as a team. So, you know, he's taught me pretty much everything I know.
When we get on the racetrack, you know, we have pretty much identically prepared cars, so getting to race side by side with him, and sometimes he beats me, sometimes I beat him. It's kind of whoever is in the right position that day.
That's always really, really fun. You get out on the track, you see that bright green number 12 of him ahead of me or behind me, usually behind me. But it's truly an honor to be able to race against him. You know, he's taught me on the track, off the track, exactly what to do. We've always been really close as a family, and that's probably due to racing.
It seems to me that this award was based on like a whole package, being well-rounded.
Like, that to me is a huge award. I think about how big MaxPreps is. I think about, you know, all the different states that they cover, how often I'm on it checking on not only Colorado athletes, 4A athletes, but seeing how athletes in Colorado compare throughout the state. And for somebody to get that kind of award, I think that's monumental for him.
The legacy that he will leave here is one of the best athletes to ever walk through these hallways. That's the legacy he will leave.